Hello, 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 everyone. It is Tuesday, October 11th, 2022. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. We are going to have some fun on this live coding stream. I'm going to check to make sure that the chat works. So let's go ahead and test that. Let's type in test 1, 2, 3. We are streaming on multiple platforms. Come join us over on Twitch. I'm going to put that in the chat, so hopefully even if people join late, they can come there. Oh, and that's made it pop up here, and I didn't want that to pop up, but now it's good. Now it's good to go. So hope everyone's having a good night. Really excited about what we have planned here. We're gonna hang out. Yeah, Twitch is the best to watch me on, honestly. And welcome to the chat, Lewis. But hey, you know what? Do whatever works for you. And I've noticed that YouTube really is pushing my stuff. So I don't know. I don't have like loyalty to one thing or the other. I do think Twitch is more fun, but I don't know. We're just learning as we go, right? That's what life's all about. So yes, let's jump over to this single cam view. Oh, look, this is when I wrote pizza a bunch of times on stream. It's kind of a common occurrence. And let me get my terminal up here, make sure that it's formatted right, taking up a good amount of the screen so that we're ready to go here. Let me know in chat how you're doing. Congrats on the 2,500 followers on Twitch. Thank you, Tickets, please. I appreciate it. We did hit that. Look above me. We hit that goal. Thanks so much to everyone who did that. I'm going to go over here to my Twitch goals, I guess, and update that. What's the next one? I guess the next one's 5,000. Be honest with you, getting Twitch followers is tough. You gotta always be out there, always be working, no rest. It's kind of how Twitch works is what I've realized. But it's not about just the followers. It's about the friends that we've gained along the way, right? That's what really matters. So let's not worry too much about that. All right, I'm going to try to update that to say 2,000. I think there's like a goals thing. Oh, wait, it's over here. It's over here. I'm so good at this. Definitely really good at this. Maybe I'll figure it out later. Maybe I will figure it out later. Creator dashboard. Yeah, we'll be above the goal for today. That's cool. We'll set a new goal next time. All right, so I'm excited to go over some of this chess data that I've created. I know there's a few Kaggle competitions that have been announced. Big Data Bowl just was announced. Very cool. Definitely go check this one out if you haven't already. They're providing a bunch of NGS data, so data about football that you need to use to do some sort of an analytics competition, and they're doing it based on linemen. So that's kind of like an area of research where they haven't done many competitions on so far. So that's cool to see. Definitely encourage you guys. Did I get a haircut? Lopta says. What do you think, Lopta? Did my hair just go back into my head? No, I got a haircut. I don't know why I answered you so rudely. Thanks for noticing is what I should say. How are you doing tonight? It looks very smart. I don't know what a smart haircut even means, but I appreciate that. Thank you. Also out is this machine learning and data science survey. So they do this every year. This is a competition that got me hooked on Kaggle. The very first one that I participated in was, what was it, 2018? Man, that seems like forever ago now. Yeah, let's click here. Let's see what the code tab looks like here. Your work? Yeah, 2018. I got second place in this competition that year for this notebook. I did a little bit of analysis of what IDEs that people were using. Oh, look, my link to Jupyter doesn't work anymore. And I did some clustering. This was back when I really liked this colorful type of plot. I guess it's fun to look at. It does take your eyes away a little bit from the data that it's trying to show you. Lopta is saying, I don't use an IDE. Yeah, people like these types of plots. If there's lots of colors, I think people like it. I also showed, I pulled in the Stack Overflow responses of what people on Stack Overflow tended to use versus Kaggle and try to show some differences. And the big one was like the jump in people that used Jupyter / IPython. And I guess same thing with RStudio. Like no one used it on more people use Emacs that responded to Stack Overflow in 2018 than RStudio. And then I made these sort of Venn diagram things. I thought these were kind of cool. So you could see who used, like, there are a lot of people who only use Jupyter. And then there were these people in the middle that kind of use everything. And then I did some clustering. What was all this stuff? I just was going crazy here. I did this clustering into 4 different groups of people on Kaggle. And I made it after the TV show Parks and Recreation, which I love that TV show. It's been a long time since I watched it. Was it still out in 2018? I think it was like past its time even in 2018. So yeah, this was a lot of fun when I did it back in the day. And now they're doing this, launching again for 2022. So we can see if there's a lot of work being done on this. Maybe I'll spend a stream working on a submission for this. What do you guys think? Would that be fun? Not tonight, but at some point. Anyone? Okay. Maybe eventually. This will be on the back burner. Other competitions, this G2Net was just announced recently. It's a second G2Net, so it's detecting gravitational waves. And the data set is, 200 gigabytes in size? It's not tiny. Ricky Bobby says that will be fun. I like your name, Ricky Bobby, over on YouTube. This looks like a cool one to work in. I wonder if the reason why this is 200 gigabytes is because they provided HDF5 and CSV. Let's see. Nope. All the actual data is HDF5, and then the labels are just CSV. Dragulair, welcome. Am I saying that right? Dragulitar. Hey, Kif, welcome to the chat. I hope everyone's having a great night. HCF5, Lopta says, no, HDF5, right? HDF5. Halt and catch fire. I like Parquet files or Feather much more than HDF5, but you can't get everything you want all the time. You can only please some of the people some of the time. All right, so maybe we got a lot of cool stuff being announced. Like we could spend a whole stream going over this G2Net one and trying to make a baseline. I was noticing here on the leaderboard. Oh, whoa, the leaderboard's a lot different than last time I checked. But there's a lot of familiar faces. Well, maybe not a lot. A few. Like Camille and Vicens, he's really good and tends to be in a lot of competitions that I've been in. We've been on the same leaderboards. He's usually above me. Yeah, I wanted to say, maybe this was the enzyme stability one where there's a lot of familiar faces. Yeah, this is one that Chris is on. And this one we worked on during a stream, and it looked like at least the early submissions were kind of using pre-trained models that people had already released in papers, and you could get a decent score on this leaderboard. So, a lot of competitions out there, a lot of potential to work on during streams. Wish I had time to work on Kaggle stuff during the day, but alas, I work on other things. So here at night, we get to choose what we think is the most fun, right? Pushkar says, I have been around data science and data engineering, but never Kaggle kicked me. Where to start as a beginner? Well, great thing you asked. You're on YouTube, so ! YouTube won't bring you there. If you're on Twitch, you will get the link. But go to my channel and check out. I just changed the thumbnail on it. This Kaggle competition tutorial video. It says exactly what I would do to start a Kaggle competition. Where are these papers published? The papers published. So people, you're talking about for this enzyme stability one, Dragu. They talked about them in the discussions. So like, look, ThermoNet model plus ensemble. So ThermoNet, I think, is like an existing model that someone released with their paper. AlphaFold. AlphaFold obviously seems like it would be a good one. And Chris made a starter notebook with it. So yeah, that's what I was talking about when I was saying that there were some papers released. You just that was from skimming the public leaderboard. Or sorry, the public notebooks last time we streamed. All right, but I'm going to do what I want to do because Daddy does what he wants. Does that sound weird? I meant it to seem weird. All right, so I've been working on this newish data set. Oh, by the way, before we get into this, I want to talk about one more thing. On stream last time, we worked on creating a data set. This data set, flight status prediction. I should probably make a notebook about it. Some people were even asking me because there were issues when we ran it last time. After the stream, I went through and I fixed this data set. It is now complete for all years going back to 2018. You have a CSV version and a Parquet version of each file and all the flights. If you combine this, I think it's like millions and millions of rows. So a very cool data set that we created on stream. This guy's a legend for these live tutorials. Thank you. Hey, I don't think I'm a legend. I'm just a guy. Just a guy. Andrew Spears, Rob, are working on a new Kaggle comp tonight. Not creating one, Andrew, but looking at some of the ones that are out there for sure. How are you doing, Andrew? Andrew is, I believe, I don't want to misspeak here, but double check the leaderboard. Andrew is the winner of the GPU that I mailed to him last week. By the way, Andrew, did the GPU get to you? Some people in chat sometimes think I'm lying when I show that GPU that I gave away, but that's legit, right? Did it come to your house yet? I haven't checked What's my chess elo? Very poor. Lifeless IRL, welcome to the family. You're part of the family now, and I appreciate you. Okay, so we made this flight status prediction data set, and then I was going to the datasets page just today, and I noticed that one of the popular or trending datasets, maybe they took it down. Yeah, they took it down. Someone made a flight delay data set where they just copied my data set and renamed it. The audacity of some people just to take our work that we spent a whole stream working on and just copied it. I want to see if I can find the post there. Someone was responding to my message I posted on it, and it was kind of a funny back and forth. Let's see. Oh, it's here. This flight delay prediction data set. Amin, you took my data set. And you took the old version. You didn't change the name of the CSV even. And you produced this the day after I created my data set. So this is just 1 month of data because it's incorrect. And then you renamed it and you didn't even change this. Hey, we got a new follower, Tucaro. So shame on you. I mean, I don't mean to call people out, but I am kind of calling you out. Shame on you. Why are you doing that? And then you make your data set trending. Very cool. So I just put here, hey, nice data set. I think you copied mine. And then Data Lab said some funny response. Let's see what chat's saying. I'm saving up for a G210. Wasn't me. The machine learning course on Kaggle enough to participate in projects. Yeah. I think the machine learning course on Kaggle is a good starting off point. I haven't taken it personally because I already knew about machine learning at that point, but yeah, it looks like it covers all this stuff. Andrew says we have a new project opportunity as soon as it hit custom shipping prediction. Said 1 to 12 days. Data should be able to get a better estimate. I'll let you know when it arrives. Awesome. So it's in transit. Wow, that's nerve. Good evening. Everyone, ETSW says. Lewis says, bro, I'm going to put the kids to bed before get started with the chess stuff. Okay, go do it. I just put the kids to bed too. I mainly just supported my wife who does all the heavy lifting. She keeps me together. IDK, what happened to put there? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 5, 4. Welcome to the family. You're part of the family. He needs to be called out. No, he's fine. Yeah, Lunar, I would not say, I do not support calling out people just based on where they're from. By the way, I'm half Indian. Shout out. So we're not going to talk about people specifically because of ethnicity. There's no code of ethics in Kaggle. I mean, there is, but it's kind of like self-regulating. So probably shouldn't have called out that person directly, but it was kind of funny. I chuckled to myself when you see that people just took it. I mean, technically, let's be honest, people here. I just gathered someone else's data. Well, it's the federal government's data that they're providing to us people. And I put it on a website. So it's not like I did anything that crazy, but we did put some work into getting it organized, put it into the right format, writing the description, all that stuff. So it is a little annoying that someone took it and kind of copied it. All right, so here's the new data set. This week in chess. So this week in chess, and we all know, or if you don't know, now you know, that there is a chess drama going on in the world of chess. But there is a player by the name of Hans Neimann who's been accused of some cheating online. There is also a chess player by the name of Magnus Carlsen, who is quite possibly the best chess player of all time, who is not happy with what he thinks to be potentially some cheating. So a lot of internet sleuths have been going through past data sets of games and trying to analyze and see if there's evidence of cheating. Honestly, I don't think that the data will ever undeniably show if there's evidence of cheating, but I've found some interesting things. And we're going to go over that data tonight. Mainly, I want to show you guys that I did pull down the whole This Week in Chess archive, and I created this Kaggle data set, which I am about to make public. So let's go ahead and make this public right here. Live on stream. I successfully published it. Come on, guys. Data set. Your work. This Week in Chess. I'm going to put this in chat. Data Basics, good evening to you. Yeah, I need to get the exclamation point Twitch working, but if you want to come over to Twitch, this is my This is my URL to get to Twitch. So yeah, I made this data set publicly available. Some things that it involves. Ooh. Sorry if I'm making you all dizzy. So basically what I did was I took all of the This Week in Chess zip files. Lunar, welcome to the family. Thanks for joining. Yeah, Databasics streams also. So exclamation point shout out to, I always do this wrong, Databasics. Yeah, that didn't work. There we go. Shout out to the data man. So basically what I did was I wrote this. Hey, welcome to the family. Got a new family member. Mini Chicken 1. Mini Chicken 1. Welcome to the fam. So basically I took this Weekend Chess PGN files. I had to download them and had to use this headers in order to get it to work. Otherwise they were restricting access. The better Kumari, welcome to the family. Ran this, and then I had this metadata tracker that I was keeping as I was converting all these PGMs into data frames. So PGNs, if you're not familiar with them, they are the standard format for data involving games. So let's go into this week in chess and then PGNs. And let's just take one of these. So each PGN file contains a full week of the top chess games. The games are separated like this. So you have like the metadata up here, right? Metadata can contain these fields, doesn't have to contain these fields. But then down below, it contains the actual moves of the game. And then this is the result, right? So white won this game. That's a 1-0. So this I pulled down for every single game in the This Week in Chess archive, which has most of the big games. And these games go way back. So that's what I have uploaded here as the This Week in Chess archive. By the way, upvote this if you're in the chat. Give that an upvote on Kaggle. Killer HG, welcome to the family. I'm going to put it in chat again. Hello, hello. Prak, welcome. So the way this data set I had set up is I have these PNG files with all the game files for each week. And then it has this master and, oh, I need to edit this. It's a little ugly. There we go. So then I have these CSV versions of the same games where basically I wrote a script that took this data and put it into a tabular-ish format. So you can see this is a Hans Neimann game. I didn't mean to pull that up. It just happened to be. And it saves each of these as a value in a column of a data. So it's more like a spreadsheet. And then it saves the entire moves as one of the columns as well. Tabulish. Yeah, I love me some tabular data-ish. So that's what this is. If you want to create some code for it, you can. And we're going to try to work in a notebook. Hey, welcome to the family, Rauk. How are you doing? Chess archive. I got to get myself a chess emoji. So this is going to be like the first thing that we look at is just kind of doing an analysis of this and walking through all the basics. What I want to do is then make that into a YouTube video, which I'll record later. Rauk, welcome to the chat. Hello, hello. How are you? Be right back. Pizza plus plus. Can I have some pizza? So I want to make a YouTube video that's like introduction to chess analysis with Python. Not that I'm an expert. And this is kind of a boring name. It's going to be a YouTube video, so it has to be something exciting like the most awesome chess analysis with Python, make your head explode, Mr. Beast style. But you know what I mean. So one thing, so in this notebook, I actually think I already have a notebook. Yes, I already have this notebook. Let's start editing this one. Ditch the old one. Hey, the one simple trick and this one simple trick analysis chess archive there. Something clickbaity, exactly. Welcome to the family, Limba. Hope I said that right. All right, so in this data set, I want to look at some general trends in the games. By the way, should I turn on dark mode? You guys like dark mode, right? Look at some general trends in the games. So we have games going back to 2012, I want to say. And I think this is going to start failing because the data is big enough that it's not going to cooperate, but we're going to try to see how far we can get with it. I also want to review like what are some of the top pairings and players that we have in the history, and then start looking actually at each game. So can we use the chess Python package to review the game, show the board position? Do you plan to apply MC, and search and Musero? No, plan to apply Stockfish. I mean, I'm not going to do Monte Carlo from scratch. I'm basically going to show like how to use the packages that are already out there. So I want to show how to use Stockfish to analyze the game position. So first thing we need to do is pip install the chess package. See if I can get this set up. Of course, it's taken a while to download these files. We might just switch over to doing this local just because I've been noticing the Kaggle notebooks are a little bit slower than I remember them being. Do people care about seeing like keyboard while I code? Is that helpful, or is that just kind of like who cares sort of thing? This is the tracking thing. It would be cool to see a heat map of moves filterable by piece. That would be cool. We could do something like that. We could take all the FEN positions. This kind of might be like, who cares about this? Seeing your keyboard is handy for snagging my passwords. Just asking, will you cover Bayesian stats, PMGs, and stuff like that in the future? Potentially, maybe not. Not opinionated on the keyboard? Okay. Well, it's definitely not good if it's all tilted like that. These are all the things I should have done before starting stream, but we'll do it live. Okay, so just takes up more room on the screen. Okay, I'll try it for a little bit. And then if it doesn't work. All right, so we're reading in this data set. I'm using the Parquet version, and then I'm going to show you what the data actually looks like. I set this option to show 500 columns at a time so we can sort of see all the data if we would like to. Oh, I also need to, like always, make a... Let's use a style sheet for plotting so that we can see it with this dark theme. There we go. So what I did here was I took this data frame, and we have players can play as the white pieces, of course, or they could play as the black pieces. So I just concatenated these together. So I have a list of all the amount of times each player played, regardless of which color they were playing as. And then I ran a value counts on this, which basically gives us, okay, Nakamura Hikaru is at the top, and he has the most games in this archive. Slot for cat cam. I need to get cat first. Yo, thanks for sharing your time and experience. The keyboard, another reasonable guy. Hey, you're a reasonable guy, so I'll take that. I'll take that feedback. All right, so we will make this fig size in here. Let's do a 10 by 5. And change this to use this. What is this plot accessor? All right, so we're gonna set this title. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna turn this thing off. So these are the top 20 players in the archive. We have Hikaru all the way down to where's some other player? There's Carlson, Wesley So. Yeah, some familiar names there at the top. This I thought was interesting to see. Can we figure out what the top openings are each year? So I'm going to add this year column. Also, it looks like if I do the year value counts, we can get an idea for how many games there are for each year. So in 2021, over 300,000. We haven't completed 2022 yet, so it'll probably be more than 2021 in the end. But there are, for some reason, like bogus years in here. So I'm going to do where year is less than 2023 and greater than 2022. I think this is a good way to filter it down. Yeah. And then if we group by year, we do have this opening column. So I'm interested to know if these openings, how generic they are. So Sicilian, French, King's Indian, Queen's Gambit, Queen's Pawn Game. Kind of weird telling other people what to do with their stream, but whatever. Oh, that's fine. I was asking for feedback. So the thing about this opening field is I think that it's up to whoever wrote the text of this to determine how detailed they wanted to make it. So there also is, show the columns, and this is where the notebook's going to start being kind of slow. How's that data science life on a Tuesday? Herbie Hoover, it's going great. How's your data science life? See, this should not take so long to just show me the columns. So we also have this ECO. What's the ECO? ECO is the Encyclopedia of chess openings. So that gives us these chess openings. Let's go back here. Go back here. So if I look at ECO and we do a value counts on this, it's a little bit less, I think, up to interpretation what these mean. So let's see. A. Yeah, so there's a little bit more defined. Like A is always starts with D4. B always starts with E4. And then they're kind of grouped together. Can I get... And there are all these different volumes of it. Is there any way I could just get this... Get this list? Or is it a book that I need to buy? So which laptop is best for data science? Whichever one you can connect to a Kaggle notebook on. I think if, for me personally, laptops are kind of like, you want them lightweight and easy to move around with, and then get a hefty machine, like a desktop that you can just SSH into and get Linux running on that bad boy. Or if you want to spend the money, get a Mac. That's my opinion. Oh, I did want to amen when I said, can I get a list of chest openings? So does this actually has it. We could parse this, but let's see if, okay, so let's go to openings, opening. So this Sicilian, if I query where opening equals Sicilian, hey, welcome to the family Ox. And then I do ECO and do a value counts on this. Too slow. This is too slow. It has a bunch of different ECO openings. So B23 here is within the Sicilian, but this is the specific type of opening. I think we should go with the numbers. Maybe map them here. Like look at this, C15, C16. These are all like almost identical with, it's like so many moves in. It's different. All right, so let's try to do this. Let's go to, I'm just going to use the opening because then it already has the text in it. Let's group by each year and take the openings for those years. Delete some of these other ones we don't need. Create a column with the first 8 moves and group by that. That's a good point. But I think some openings like really end early on and some go further down. So using this opening column probably is going to be better than that, but I don't know for sure. And like this group by is just taking too long. Let's move to local. Let's move. So what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to download this notebook and I should be able to just open it up into Kaggle later on. So I'm going to go into this notebooks folder I have, and I'm going to move this downloads chess, what's it called? Chess game analysis with Python here. And then we're going to start working on it local. That way we can be super fast. There we go. Okay, so We're going to take this. And now that we have this open, we should have everything like before, but we're going to have to change the input file. So the input file on Kaggle is this, and our input file local. Hey, KQLP, welcome to the family. This is actually in our data directory. This week in chess. And then here's the master parquet file. So I haven't run this cell yet. Laptop's just a terminal running your crap on server in the cloud. Yeah, if you have a good internet connection. But also the thing about running things in the cloud is it does kind of restrict you from feeling free with experimenting a lot, because you know that you're being charged every moment that you run it in the cloud. So I do appreciate having like a decently sized local machine that I can use. All right, so here's where we filter this, and we're doing the group by opening and then the value counts under that. If I just did first off of this, okay, so I don't want to do this. I want to do group by year and opening. Size, and then I guess I could unstack this. Or I could just do year unique. This needs to be sorted. It's not sorted. Sort like this. Let's just give an example. Year. Year equals my year, and I'm going to say my year is, let's start with 2018. Opening, value counts, and then take the top 5. And then we'll plot this as a horizontal bar plot. Do I have my Jupyter or my black extension running? I do. Ascending equals false, and then make this a tail. That will make it, yeah, that'll make it so the top one's at the top. So we're going to do for my year in range 2018 to 2023. And then we'll make the title equal that my year. And show the plot. All right, Sicilian's always the top. We're not seeing much change. So how could we plot this in a cool looking way? You're going away, Lapta? Aw, sorry. See my note about someone else paying the bill. Can you open your notebook with output cells to Kaggle to show work completed on your own computer without having to rerun it on Kaggle? Andrew, that's a good question. I don't know that specifically. I think once you re-up, I mean, let's do it. Let's do it. So I have this version that I can open here, right? Let's see the one that was modified latest. And now I'm going to take this, go back here, and import it. Let's try to import it back into Kaggle. And see if it shows the completed cells. So it shows them here. It does show them here, like they've run. But then I think when I save this version, it's going to actually try to run it from the beginning. Hey, joining from New York City. Welcome, New York in the house. Empire State. So glad to have you. June. June or Jun? Jun Jago. Hopefully I said that right. And Lil Davis, welcome to the stream. What kind of experiments did you do? Want to play against someone in IIRC? Not right now. I'll play. I used to stream chess games at one point, but I'm pretty bad. Hello from Germany. We got someone from Germany. You're from Germany, and you have your name has a different language in it. What language is this? What does this mean? Beautiful day in Chinese. From India we have someone. Welcome from India. My fam, my Indian fam. All right, so we got chess data. We've plotted the top openings. Let's go back to 2014. So we could also make this subplots. And make this like a 5x5 grid that's 20 by 20. And then flatten this. Do enumerate over this. And then add this here. There we go. All right, now we have the openings for this year. Oh, I did way too many. Not 5x5. We need to do 5x2. Maybe more like this. Make this less and tight layout. Why is it overlapping? Oh, I did the tight layout here. And let's make this 4x3 would be 12. Maybe, nah. There's no good dimensions to do it. Let's just do this from 2015 on. 4x2. Compare everything. Yeah, if I recall correctly, you mentioned that you wanted to get data on the plays with you against someone. You with Stockfish. Yeah. I was gonna do that against a computer, but I guess I could do that against real people too. But I don't want to do that online and get my account banned. But even if it's unrated, I don't know. I guess it's considered cheating. Santosh, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. So we are going through this data set, which I've uploaded to Kaggle for all of you who have just joined us. It's the archive of This Week in Chess. So it has a bunch of games, all the top games each week. And it shows, of those games, we can do a bunch of analysis to it. So this is just some general analysis. And now I want to see what percent of games in the archive were online over time. This I thought was kind of interesting when I started looking at it. So if we do date Can I round this to a month? Month end is not frequency. So pandas round month, date to month. Hey, Super LOLI, welcome or thank you for subscribing. Every time I get a subscriber, I spin this wheel. I've typed pizza a lot of times. Thank you so much for subscribing on Twitch. If you all have, so close to landing on playing a chess game. If you all have Amazon Prime, you can use your Prime membership for free every month to subscribe. It costs you nothing, and it gives me a little bit of money that I'll put towards this stream in some sort of way in the future. 10 push-ups. There we go. 10 in the books. Thanks for the sub. You're programming in what language? I'm programming in Python. This is all in Python. I'm using the package pandas. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, that would... Oh, ME is the month end. I have some tutorials on working with pandas. ME is month. Hey, Jay Saint, welcome to the family. Thank you so much for subscribing. I'm spinning the wheel for you. Is this all due to chess cheating fiasco? It's part of it. It is part of it. So thank you for the subscription. I'm going to start typing pizza 100 times. Yeah, so we kind of got looking into this because of that. And what I'm going to show later in the stream is I actually went through and I pulled all of Hans Niemann's online games. Here's the thing. He's admitted to cheating online. And I found using that data, I think the online data is more interesting in a lot of ways. One way is you know exactly the times that they moved pieces. So you can see if there's any kind of strange things going on with how much time was on the clock when each move was made. That's not necessarily available in these big archives of over the board games. Yeah, I could just write a script to do this, but that would not satisfy my requirement to the community for the subscription. But what I will do is just reduce the odds of me doing this next time if someone does subscribe. Let's take this, let's put this down to like 5. Eat a whole banana. I don't think I even have a whole banana. All right, so how do we round to the month? Frequency aliases. BM. Month start is MS. Let's try this. MS. Month begin is not a fixed frequency. I could do weekly, W. Hey, Alien, welcome to the stream. This is not working out well. Let's do week of year. Let's just pull this out as its own column, whatever I'm saying. Apparently this is an old way of doing it. Now they want us to do it this way. So this is going to be our week. We already have year. And we're going to sort values by our date column. And then our data will already be sorted by that. And then we're going to group by our year and week. Right? And then I have this online metadata column. Online is Boolean true or false. If the game in the archive was played online. Now, the way I got that was from the event column, I believe. And I might have not actually picked up on all the ones that are online. Because this one says online in the name. And if I look it up, query where the event equals this, is online going to be true? It is. Okay, so I guess I picked those up correctly. So then we're going to take the mean value of that. And then we're going to plot this. This is kind of crazy. I wish the x-axis looked a little bit better. Let's also get a color palette here. Let's do Seaborn color blind and then get a palette which is going to be this. Import Seaborn as SNS. Yeah, so the title of this is percent of online games in archive. Can anyone in the chat, are you trying to parse out month? Yeah, that would be great if I could figure out. I want to do a group by on week. And essentially that's what I did, but it does make the x-axis a little bit hard to read because this is back in 2013. This is 2019. But okay, can anyone tell me what changed here? What is the change? What is the cause of this big change in most of the games becoming online? Right here. Corona. It's the Rona, right? So no one was playing over the board games. And this is kind of cool to see. Like, one thing that's interesting to me is not that it all went up to 100%, because clearly no one could play in real life at that point, or they weren't holding tournaments. But it's interesting to me how it stayed so high. Even here in this past week, it's like almost 50% now of the archive. Now, these are like top level players' games. And it might be that they were playing online tournaments before. Looks like there were a few spikes. It doesn't, I guess, cover every single game that was ever played. When did the Queen's Gambit come out? Oh, I think that came out in like mid 2020. Maybe 2021. Queen's Gambit ? June, you haven't seen that show? It's a good show on Netflix. Miniseries. All right, so we've looked at the data. Now I just want to show you how we can load the review a game. So import oh, this color palette didn't work. Do it like that. Is this dataset free, Medallion Sound? Foos, yes. I've put it in chat a few times, but I've uploaded it all here. It's the This Week in Chess archive. I'll put it in here again. Welcome to the family, yo dude. 51. So now we're going to use chess package. Let's find, hey, Art Splunge, welcome fam. We're going to take, let's see if we can find, the game with, find the biggest upset game in our database. Okay, so what if we want to find the biggest upset? We have black ELO, I think, exists in here. We're going to have to drop NA for the black ELO and the white ELO. So if those do not exist, we can't do this. This needs to be subset. Take a diff of this. Maybe axis equals 1. Or I guess I could just make this a df underscore and then just do df underscore, copy this, black ELO minus white ELO. Okay, so these are both string types. So we want to D-type as type this, where black ELO should be an integer, and same with white ELO. So in this data set, these columns are mostly integers, but not, they're strings by default. Hey, we have some people in the chat. Oh no, we have some spam blocking that user. Blocking that user. That's pretty cool that our stream is big enough that we're getting spammed. Also, who's gonna go to that site as a result of like being in the stream? Like, oh, now I'm gonna go to that adult site because it's been spammed in our chat. That was the breaking point. So let's look at the ELO diff. This is like the difference in ELO, and then let's plot a histogram of this. Maybe make 50 bins. Okay, so there's an outlier here. What's the max value? This doesn't make any sense. So let's look at where. Hey, NHL 4,000. Welcome to the family. Thanks for doing that. I appreciate it. Sir, I don't think I've seen you in chat before, but I appreciate you giving the Super LOL said, wait, I shouldn't click that. All right, I'm going to spin this for you. NHL. Let me know in chat what led you to want to subscribe. Let's do this. Thanks for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you guys have any questions or anything. Subtle ad for the IKEA build quality. Yeah. All right, so what's going on with this? This says there's something wrong with the ELO in this. Yeah, black ELO, it says this. This person is just like off the scales in their rating. So let's just drop this one. Drop this one. Copy that. And let's do the plot here. Code Green, welcome to the fam. Glad to have you here. All right, can we get a histogram? Can I get, oh, look at that beautiful histogram. It's more beautiful than I expected. Difference between ratings. ELO difference is going to be our x-axis label. And let's also make this color something in our palette, the second one. There we go. Okay, so the difference between ratings like kind of has this weirdly not normal-ish, like a almost bimodal distribution. Like there's a little dip where it's very uncommon for them to be both the exact same. What's the difference between using loc and df column? I don't know exactly the efficiency, but where was I doing it? It really depends on what you're doing. Thanks so much for the subscription. Subscribing on Twitch we had there from Gopher. No! I didn't want to type pizza. All right, we're going back to the pizza. I spin the wheel every time we get a new subscriber on Twitch. If you're not already subscribed on YouTube, go ahead and go do exclamation point YouTube in the Twitch chat, and you'll be taken to my YouTube channel where you can subscribe there. But subscribing on Twitch is a little bit different than on YouTube. You actually can use your Amazon Prime to do it for free. Otherwise, I think it's like $4, $4.99 or something. You don't have to do it, obviously. But then on Twitch, you don't have to see ads, and it's a nice way to support and let me know I'm doing something right. And I'm just focusing on getting these last pizzas out there. I lowered the odds of it landing on this one purposefully, because I honestly would much rather just do 10 push-ups. There we go. 100 for you. Thank you. Holy pizza 100 times. Yeah. So I've done it on my stream so far. In this file, I've done it 1,900 times. I've typed that. Alrighty. So ELO differences. But what we want to find is what's the ELO difference of the two players when the player who is less wins. Does that make sense? All right, this is going to be a little tough. We're going to do it. So let's just filter down to the columns we care about right now. We care about the white ELO, black ELO, and ELO difference, and then the result. Hey, mate. Welcome to the fam. ELO diff should be here, right? Oh, this needs to be an underscore. So we can ignore anytime where it is a tie or where it is a draw. Then we can also like add a column where if white ELO is greater than black ELO, long column name, but white is rated higher if white ELO is greater than black ELO. And then basically we want to query this where if white is rated, hey, bookshelves, welcome to fam, where if white is rated higher and the result equals, all right, so let's change up our quotes in here. So if the results equals 0, 1, that means that black won, but white was rated higher. What's the problem here? What's the code? Bruh. White is rated higher is not defined. Again, I keep on going to this data frame, not the underscore version. Okay, so these are all the games that are upsets. Or it's half the games where the upsets. So we want to do this or where it's not white is rated higher. And the result is 1, 0. What's the shape of this? I'm in love with the shape of you. So just for some back of the envelope, but actual legit numbers, not completely back of the envelope, an upset occurs roughly 18.8% of these games. So most of the times the higher rated player does win. But now we're just looking at DF upsets. Kyle Wiggs, welcome to the family. Nice to have you here. Let me know in chat how you found the channel. You are a family member now. We need to assign you some chores. What's your chores? Do the dishes. You need to do the dishes tonight. I'm all in for a pizza typing squats or something. We need to get some moving. Yeah, I agree. NHL, you were totally all over it. Le Sam, welcome to the family. All right, so now we're just looking at upsets. This is the difference between ratings normally. But let's do the same plot. For upsets. Wait, I didn't expect this. Okay, yeah, of course, I'm not using the same data set. What do we think this is going to look like, people? What do you think? I think it's going to look much of a steeper of a drop off. You're not going to see these upsets of like 1,000 rating points. And that's what we see here, right? So barely ever occurs where -5 over 500 ELO difference. But it does occur sometimes. Is this upsets across all ELOs, Mike's asked. Yes, that's what we're looking at. I think You bring up a good point. I was thinking about doing next. So if we do DF upsets, and then let's take the max of white ELO and black ELO. And then we want to find where this is over, like, let's just look at Grandmaster game. Like 2,500 and above. And this is going to be 2,500 and above upsets. Okay, so there's still some big ones. I came across the time series data video and Insta subscribe and follow on YouTube and Twitch. Pizza is the best. Plain pizza. All right, thanks for joining. A Nest W. Bookshelves, welcome. Cheese slices are the true slices. So surprising, a little surprised to see. Maybe if we plotted these together, and maybe what we have to do here is actually plot these on top of each other and add an alpha. Maybe that's a bad idea, but let's give her a try. Alpha will just like make it more transparent. Do I have a plot.show anywhere? There we go. Okay, so a little bit too much alpha. All right, but we do see, yeah, these real big extremes don't exist because I don't think a 2,500 player is going to play against like a 1,500 player and lose. That would be crazy. My face cam pause? Oh, thanks for letting me know. Let me try to see if I can fix that. You guys don't want to see my face cam, do you? There we go. Hopefully it's working now. Really would prefer it not to break on me. Lisa says, fan of chess and data science. Thanks for that. Thank you. Thank you. My chat has frozen here, though. Yeah, something's all messed up. Okay, I think I'm back up and run. Pong. Ayo, we're back. I am kind of crouching over here on the one side. Test return. Okay, so let's look at some of these upsets. DF upsets. And let's sort values by let's actually find where like the really high rated player is upset. Oh, I think another thing I want to do is not look at online. So we'll take this and we'll query where online equals false. And then try to plot this. ELO diff. Huh, still a lot of them. Okay, so we'll just take this, sort values. We'll make a absolute value version of this. sort that. There we go. And we want to do it not ascending. Ascending equals false. So biggest upset of a over 2,500 player doesn't have the moves. The moves do not exist. But the second biggest upset occurred in 2016. Lu Chumung versus Lu Silong. Interesting. Maybe we should pull out a player that we're familiar with. So let's see Hikaru's. Let's see one of Hikaru's biggest upsets. And so I'm filtering down to if Hikaru's in either white or black. And these are his biggest upsets. They're both GMs. This was in 2015. I think this is the game. 27-42 versus 28-16. So this diff should be 249. 259. $25, $57, $28, $16. So it's not this game. Anyways, that's a big upset. Let's look at the actual game. Wow, what's that? What's what? What's what, Oscar? It looks like a lot of these big upsets are team events for some reason. Orthodox variation. I'm not sure what this means. So we are going to actually load in. Oh, this is a duplicate too. Drop duplicates. I didn't think I had duplicates in here. I thought I dropped them already. There are 2 duplicates. And it just happens to be this one? Oh no, because this is in a different week of the This Week in Chess archive. All right, so let's go into this game. Now there's a few ways we can pull this game. We can go pull the PGN file from the archive. So we can use chess.pgn.read game and go into the data, This Week in Chess, archive, PGNs, and open 1094. This file. Okay, so what we actually need to do is open this as a file. With this file opened as F, and this will be our chess game. Sorry, this needs to have an R here. All right, so now we're opening this file as F. We're going to read in the game. And I think every time we run this, it's going to loop through the different games that we have in this database. Hey, welcome to the family. We got a new person. Faka, welcome to the family. All right, so let's read chat a little bit. Are the streams available in replay? Do you share the notebooks after? Yeah, I try to put them up on Kaggle for the most part. This data set's on Kaggle. I'd like to upload this up on Kaggle and hopefully it'll run through. We can see if the one that I uploaded actually worked. This one was from 41 minutes ago. I think it's going to fail because I didn't change the import location where I was reading the file. It's going to be this one. But yeah, I will try to put it up there. All right, so we're just going to actually, there's no easy way to do this. We just need to loop through all the games in this. And find where the game, we'll take the header out, the event. Oh, does this have a round? That would be perfect if it had a round. It does. 2.4. So if the event equals this, and if this game headers round equals 2.4, what's going on here? All right, so we need both of these to be true. So now it's going to loop through each game in this file, and it should break once it finds the exact game that we're looking for. So now if we look at the headers on this, we have round 2.4, 31st ECC open, 2015. But this is not the correct players. Okay, so the round might be a bunch of different games. So I can nest another if in there. If game headers this equals, it's going to get really cool here in a second, guys. So don't leave me yet. All right, so now we have the right game. And now we can get the mainline moves from here. And the nice thing about that is we can iterate over it. So we're going to make an actual board. I love the streaming. It's all I've been looking for here. Nice, Nacho. I love that you're here with us tonight. We're having a wonderful night. I'm going to take this off. It's a little toasty in here. Now we're going to start seeing the board. We're actually going to create a board. Welcome to the family. We got a new some BAMs. Let me know in chat how you found it. So let's make a board. So what we could do here is for move and mainline moves, if we just print each move, right, we get the moves one by one. But we actually want to create a board object. So if we do chess.board, welcome to the family, Soulfire Force. And what this board will give us is something like this. We can actually display it visually. So let's have it, and then we can take this board and we can push that move. So let's start with a fresh board. Create a board and run through the game. And now if we look at the board, we have the final position of the game. We could iterate over this too. This is like a ply move. For ply that and enumerate over this will give us like something that we could stop on. So let's say if we want to stop on the like 20th ply, if let's just do 2. So after 2 ply, we have this position. And we can start stepping through it. Let's go to 20. So this is a pretty interesting position, right? Bro, I want to implement AI into games. Let's do it. Let's do it together. Let's implement some AI. What is AI, though? It's kind of a vague term these days, right? Can we animate the moves from start to finish? Let's see. I don't think it has an animating functionality. Universal Chess Interface and Xboard protocol are standards for communicating with chess engines. Let's turn this dark theme off on this page. Yeah, this is more about letting, this is working with engines, communication. AI is just a marketing term nowadays, mostly just unnecessary, convoluted method of doing something simple. Yeah, well, I agree with you somewhat there, Super LOL. It can be convoluted. But in a lot of applications, what I'd say AI, like the big advances in AI, from what I can tell, is like really advanced automation. Which isn't to say it's unnecessary. I think a lot of them are like, okay, so I guess there's a new kid on the block, and that's like the AI art. But the real powerful stuff is recommendation stuff, like automating, giving you what you think you'll click on next. AI is a lot of like automating processes like a self-driving car, like knowing when to respond or brake certain things. Or automating processes like object detection or something that you couldn't do. Yeah, AlphaZero, I guess. And then there's this whole new stuff with like OpenAI and creating artwork, creating, yeah, all that stuff. Resume screening. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, so this is cool. We can actually create the board and see what it looks like and step through the game. The last thing I want to do is check out Stockfish. And then we are going to look at some of Hans Niemann's online games. And I'm going to show you some interesting stuff that I've seen with this. So let's just check out Stockfish first. So let's import. I think we do it like this. All right, so I need to give this not repos. In my downloads folder, I have Stockfish. I built Stockfish here. Hey, Nika Coder. Welcome to the family. So this is not the pre-built binary, I guess. Where do I build it? Into here? How did I run this before? Game analysis. Let's see how I did this. So I have my Stockfish path as this. And then I was creating it like this. Yeah, we were doing this last stream. So now I have my Stockfish object. All right, so I guess there's two things we need to understand about. There's PNGs versus FENs. PNG has all the moves in the game and metadata. FEN is just notation for the... What the heck is going on here? For a given board setup. So we are going to take this board and pull the FEN from it. FEN looks like this. Then we're going to take Stockfish and we're going to set FEN position. Set up Stockfish to use the current position. And then we're going to use Stockfish to get a valuation of the board. So this is center pawn loss, and it's negative 496, which means that black is already winning by 5 pieces at this point. What? I think we need to make this depth a little bit higher. There we go. A center pawn loss of 70. So the depth really matters here. Let's do 18. 71. Interesting topic. How to define cheating based on outlier analysis. Yeah, we were talking about that on stream. I think it's somewhat impossible to just take a single game and to prove there was cheating. Just based on, especially because you have you don't have stupid actors in this. You have cheaters who are trying to fool people from knowing that they're cheating. Okay, so this means white is actually winning in this position. And Hikaru is playing black, so that makes sense. Let's plot the valuation over. So now we're gonna let's do this. Loop over the game, evaluate each step. So we're gonna, now we'll be able to use this later too. So we're gonna do the same thing where we're looping through the board. We're gonna set the position. We're gonna get the evaluation. One thing I want to do is we'll store these results, and then from TQDM notebook, we're going to import TQDM, and we'll do TQDM, wrap it around this so we can actually see the progress. And then we'll take the results and append this evaluation. All right, so we see it like looping through each. We're saving off the evaluation each time. And then we're going to take the results. We only ran through 20 ply, but we'll do PD data frame on this. This is the cent upon loss. So cent upon loss is 100th of a pawn. Positive values means that it believes that white is winning. Negative values means that the Stockfish believes that black is winning. Let's make this a bar plot with width being 1. Game evaluation. And let's actually run it on this entire game. Let's also pull the ply length of the game and make this total. All right, so now we can see the progress. It's going to take about a few minutes to run. We are live. What are we live about, Chris Uriba? What is the process like to read out a chessboard from a camera or picture render notation? Could you get away with not using ML? We've spent a whole bunch of streams. To check out my history. I have a bunch of streams on that where we've done that. Oh, I needed to break this out. But it is tough. It's something that I still want to do. Jiggaman, are you mad at me, Stallion? Why would I be mad at you? What would I be mad at you about? I'm a fan of you. Hey, E2 Dazzy, thank you for giving the subscription. Let me know in the chat what led you to want to do that. That's really nice of you. I'm spinning the wheel for you. 10 push-ups for E2 Dazzy. Thanks for subscribing with Prime. You take money from Jeff Bezos and give it to me. He uses spaces instead of tabs. Of course, spaces. I'm feeling good. Knocking over mics. Oh, was I ignoring you? Sorry, Jigga Man. My chat's been acting weird tonight because I have like YouTube streaming now and Twitch at the same time. So E2 Dazzy, nice. You love chess and Python. Great. You're in good company. Okay, so we ran through this whole game. And now we're going to plot the evaluation of the entire game. Whew. Looks like there was one position with a really bad move by Hikaru. I mean, bad by his standards is still like really good by anyone else's standards. So maybe we could find this moment, but if we wanted to do more analysis, we could go deeper in and find what was going on there. Just to make sure this works, let's pick another game. Is there any yeah, let's take this query. Let's see where white contains Let's look at some of the biggest upsets of Carlsen's career. Sort values as ELO diff absolute. Ascending is false. And let's just look at that first one. So this is in 2014. Let's also look at where query year is greater than 2019. So Carlsen and Samir. Is this an online game? Let's also do where and online equals false. All right, he lost to Prague in the Crypto Cup. That's kind of online, but let's look at this game. So we should probably write these as functions. But just to quickly run through it now, let's see if we can do this. This is this, Crypto Cup. Where white is Carlsen. Just want to make sure this works on a different game. Round is 7.5. Let's just run it end to end. So that will do this. That's loading in the PGN file. Then we're going to run the Stockfish engine. Should run the same as before. And then we should be able to run this evaluation. Now it's going to be negative. All the values should be negative at the end. Also, loving your channel. Thanks for content you're doing. It's service. I appreciate you for being here. Add a 2-minute hamstring stretch to the spinner. Oh, that would be great. I need to stretch the hamstring. Stretch hamstrings. Hamstring stretch. Let's make this 20. Yeah, I need to start adding things to this that are actually going to help my life. I guess the push-ups help. Eat a whole banana would be healthy-ish. Nice to see you live. What about stock predictions and Bitcoin instead of chess? Do you like the idea of for new videos run Agent Deep Q? What's Agent Deep Q? I don't know what that is, Alps. Thanks for chatting, though. I believe that the game is not a true upset because Carlsen had already won the tournament, so he's going through the motions at that point. Oh, okay. Yeah, I seem to remember that. It's like the game where he had won, and then he was playing against he had already won the tournament, basically, and he did the Bong Cloud opening against Hikaru. Similar idea. By the way, I'm drinking seltzer water tonight. Food Lion version. E2 Daddy. My ELO, not ELO, but my online for... Whoa, there's a big swing up where it actually could have been a draw. And Carlsen was winning at the beginning. But it's a very long game. My chess.com 1 minute, like... bullet stuff is like between 16 and 1700. Food Line is still around. Yeah, my neck of the woods it is. Understand nothing but looks cool. That's where it starts. You get inspired by seeing stuff that looks cool, Lord Poppy. And then you get interested enough to learn how to code. That's my goal. To get the whole world to start coding because things look cool. Okay. So we did that. How am I going to get this to run? One of my homework assignments, maybe tomorrow night, off stream, is to try to get this to run in an actual notebook. A Kaggle notebook. So get it to run here. But in order to get that to work, I would have to install Stockfish, install the chess library, which isn't that hard. Notebooks make getting into coding such low friction. I agree, Foos. I 100% agree with you. On that one. All right, so what else are we going to go? Can you ask you a question to you, Arda said? Yeah, absolutely. Ask away. I'm going to start loading up this other notebook while you... I'm waiting for that question, Arda. Not really. I can pull this up. Okay, so we all know the Hans drama. And there was this official report that they put out about it on the cheating scandal involving Hans Neimann. You like that Python chess package? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like it renders things nice. I agree with you, Joseph. So this was kind of a bombshell-ish of a release. Definitely something that looks like it has gone through a bunch of lawyers to approve it, but it's basically chess.com's allegations of all the cheating that they believe Hans has done. They're showing that he actually, by their estimation, cheated in all of these tournaments, which did involve prize money. Some things that are interesting. A lot of them, they're saying he likely cheated in almost every game. There's only one of these, the Pro Chess League, which is like, I think pretty major. Like he's playing for a team, cheating on a team, where they say he didn't likely cheat in all the games. The rest of them, it's saying he likely cheated in all of them. Man. Did they ever provide their methods? Yeah, they have a bunch of write-up on it. I'm not going to go into all the detail, but there's some things. Okay, so there's some things just about online chess that I think make it a lot more possible for them to identify cheating. Few of the things that are major, I think major giveaways are there are a lot more games. So there are also shorter time controls. But the biggest thing too is they can see if the web browser was being toggled between tabs or a different browser. And they're saying that they could see a correlation between that and when he made good moves. So it's I mean, that's a data set that we don't have. We just don't have at our disposal. So So what's going on here? So they have the chess.com strength score. Interesting that it says the strength score isn't like off the charts for these games. So what they're looking at is at the move level, they're identifying things that they indicate to them that he's cheating. Do you use GitHub? Is there links to the code in your videos? I try to put it on !GitHub will give you my GitHub on link. I don't know if I've made this repo public, but I also push stuff to Kaggle a lot. Curious question. How do you manage my time? I don't know. I'm not great at it. I try to get all my work done and then do fun things like this. In most days, I feel like I didn't accomplish anything, but I'm trying. He had 90%, 92% true moves more and more. What does that mean? Which book do you recommend to learn data science? I'm studying master's degree related to data science and I feel a bit lost. Don't feel lost. The fact that you feel lost means that you're trying hard and things always, when you're learning something new, you always are going to feel like you just don't understand. And that's part of the process. As far as books are concerned, I think just taking a good course is probably going to be a better way to do it. You can try some of the Kaggle Learn courses, but you said you're already doing a master's degree in it. So just like try to follow some projects online that exist or find a data set that you find interesting. True moves are the best possible moves. Okay, so the doctor in Arda. The thing about that is, yeah, cheaters are smart. They're not going to play the top engine move every game. So before I get too into this, let's restart this. And I'm going to show you this code. I'm going to clear all the outputs. I'm going to show you what I did. I went on chess.com. And I went to his profile. This was his second account, I think, because he had a first one that was banned. And then you can go to all the completed games. And I basically went to all the live games and I had to go through a bunch of tabs and download them all. So this gave me the PGNs, but then I also included, I always say PGNs, PNGs. But I also included the timestamps on these. And if we look here, yeah, so then I have all of these chess.com games. It should be 4,490. Let's check this. So then I'm going to run this through my script that converts this PGNs to a data frame. I keep on using PNG. Yeah, I like, my brain can't. Yeah, PGN. Keep digging, the light bulb will go off, and then you're in the zone. Love your videos, JTI says. Thanks, JTI. Great image format. Yeah, PNG, PGN. I work a lot with image files, so it's like... Have you seen Yoshi's video that shows 9 to 10 games of Hans with 100% engine correlation? Yeah, we went through on my stream, analyzed a handful of his games, and it wasn't 100% engine correlation, and it has since been debunked. So that's like a chess base weird thing that someone was doing with chess base, where essentially they manipulated chess base, and that's just like not true. Not 100% correlation. It's just bogus. I don't trust that analysis at all. I don't think there was any I don't think anyone purposely did it. I actually don't know, but I don't really trust it. All right, so let's see what type. These are all of his games. One thing to note about when I pull it from chess.com, we have a little bit more metadata. A little bit of different metadata here. We have the ELO, which is in terms of chess.com rating. Not necessarily the his FIDE rating. And then for some of them, they're on Title Tuesdays. And I don't think this stuff, the other columns matter because they are for like 960 events where you have the FEN notation. So, and then we also have the way it's terminated too. This is something we don't have in the other games, but it'll tell us if it was won by resignation, checkmate, that sort of thing. These are also mostly a lot faster of time control. So if we look at the time control column, most of them are 30-second games, followed by 180s, which is 3-minute games. And then this 180 plus 1. If we look at the this table from the chess.com report, most of the games they're saying he cheated in were either 3+1s or 3+2 time controls. These 3+2 time controls are from back in 2017, I think prior to this account. So basically the account that I pulled the data on were only these ones. Now I found some interesting stuff, folks. Found some interesting stuff. So let's convert the date column to dates. Then I basically wrote these helper functions, which will tell us, because we want to know what happened from Hans' perspective if he was playing as white or black. This basically adds what was his ELO rating at the time that he was playing, and then did he win, lose, or draw the game. So let me pull this from down here. Oh, the other cool thing that chess.com's results have is the actual time of day the game is played. So because people are playing multiple games, I want to do some of my own game analysis to see, you can actually see, is there a time of day where you play better or worse? Do things like that come into play? Okay, so where do I apply this? Oh, this gets the result. So now we have this column that says Hans result, win, loss, or draw, and the ELO at the time of flame. There are different ELO categories on chess.com. So here, if I plot ELO over time by time control. Hey, welcome to the family. We got a new follower fodder stack. For the record, I don't think it matters much if chess-based outputs different correlation values as long as the other players can't reach the same values with that level of consistency. I don't think it was debunked, chess-based. Yeah, okay. Maybe it's not debunked. All I know is I reran some of those games that the other analysis said were 100% correlation, and the moves that were played were not the top engine moves with a pretty decent depth. Granted, it's just Stockfish, but it wasn't anywhere close to 100% matching. And then, just for sanity's sake, I took the same PGN file and just ran it through chess.com's analysis, and it didn't say they were 100%. What's my chess rating? I'm pretty poor at chess. I'm like 1400 blitz on chess.com. All right, so it's interesting here that we could see over the time of this account, a few things stand out to me. There are big gaps in times where there was no playing. I guess big gaps it can be taken with a grain of salt. Oh, I'm also this is only 2020. So let's look at for all time. All right, so this is the scores for all time. Interestingly, let's put this outside. That over to the side. But interestingly, chess.com said that the instances of cheating were identified in 2020. So if we look here at 2021, all the activity to the left is where the cheating is said to have occurred. And that's also where you kind of see a peak here of a lot of the different ratings. And then they level out a little bit over time. So that kind of matches what you would think. But at the same time, there was a lot more games played early in 2020. So could be related to that. So let's look only at 2020 games with a time control of 180. Or let's just do time control . Let's split out the increment. So I'm going to remove the increment from this. So these are all the 180 games that were played, the 3-minute games in the year 2020. Kind of crazy to see some dates. Am I setting the index as the date here? Let's set the index as date plus. Oh, we have the end time here as a full date. Yeah, so this will actually give us the time of day in which it occurred. There we go. Is that clearer to see or is that harder to see? Something weird is going on here. Why do all these say 2022 10? End time and date. So it should be a combination of this date and this end time. Is this today's date? Is that what it's doing? Where's end time? We're at the end times. The end times are here. It's when I do PD to date time. Let's reload this from scratch. I want to make sure I fix that because I think having the actual end time date is going to be important. A Gotham Chess, a YouTuber who followed Han's career to some degree, said that it was known that Han stopped playing chess altogether at various intervals. Oh, I didn't know that. I do watch a lot of Gotham Chess videos, though. I'm a fan. Listen to his podcast on Lex Friedman. It was a good one. Data Insider, what's up? How are you doing? Thanks for saying hi. How do you explain the lack of repeatability? Lack of repeatability in what? In my code? Oh, in that analysis. I don't know how to explain it. All right, so here's the deal. This end time that chess.com gives us is just it needs to be combined with the date as type string plus a space plus the end time. And then let's do to date time on this. We're going to get a warning, but that's okay. And now I think we'll have a proper, let's not call this end time. Let's call this game date time. And not convert it here. And then we can do setting these x-axis to that will probably give us a little bit cleaner of a view. And let's do this. Game date time here. Hello, Nebster. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for the subscription. I'm gonna spin the wheel for you. Thanks so much. I don't think I've seen you in chat too much. Have you been watching for a while? Let me know. I really appreciate it. All right, let's spin the wheel. I could get the hamstring stretch. Let's make this a little bit higher. Is that cheating to change this after the fact? When I came when you did the RNA, DNA, Kaggle stuff. Oh, cool. Look at landed on the hamstring stretch. Thank you. Was wondering if you're going to keep doing it. I don't know. It's so hard to keep, like, really devote the time to a single Kaggle competition. I just want to jump around too much. If I didn't have a day job and I had just all my free time to do Kaggle, that would be great. Let's do a hamstring stretch. I'm hamstring stretching. This is great. Syed, welcome. Welcome to the chat. Coming in from Pakistan. What time is it in Pakistan for you? Okay, I want to get into this a little bit more. What I did here was I just looked at the time control of 180, and then I group by the date. So within a single day, I wanted to find days where the difference in the max and min values were the most. So these are days where his ratings just swung really high and low in the exact same day. So if I sort these by the maximum values or by when those swings were the most, there was a day in June where his score actually went up and down by 252 ELO points. Same thing in this day in August, and then September. So there's some pretty big swing days. That's not necessarily an indication of anything being wrong, but what I want to do then is take some of these dates and actually plot them out and see how the scores looked throughout the day. I'm going to import Seaborn here up at the top. So here I'm going to plot big swing days and look for trends. All right. So let's look for the time control, no increment. So I'm going to loop through some of these dates that had the biggest swings and scores, and we're going to actually plot them out and see what happened. Okay, so this day in December, winning up to 1310, and then started having a really tough time and went down a lot of points. Same thing here. Feels like my chess days, like where I'll have like a bunch of wins in a row and then just completely tank my ELO. What am I setting the index as? Oh, I don't want it to be end time. I want it to be game date time. There we go. So yeah, these actually didn't occur back to back. It looks like same thing here. Big swings up and down. I did find this. This is what looked really interesting to me. These few dates. Look what's going on here. Specifically on this date, the 8/13 date. Wins and then a loss, wins and then a lot, or wins and then a draw, wins and then a loss. It almost looks like systematic, and these are really close together. So this is playing for 2 hours and 30 minutes straight and almost winning the entire time and going from a 2800 to a 2860. Taking into consideration the strength of his rivals, you might not need to use an engine against weak opposition. Yeah, I mean, I think in general that chess.com is going to be matching him with people around his rating. So that should be like over time be nullified. But you make a good point there, RS. I would love to see other chess players' graphs at this level. Yes, I would like to too. I haven't pulled all the data. Okay, so this is the one that made me blink and scratch my head for a while, because while this one, where was it? While this one was for 2.5 hours, right? The August date. This one is in September of 2020. And this is going on for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of just winning and going from 2,700 to 2,860. And we know he said that he played in random games. He cheated in random games to get his ranking up to a higher level so he could play other top level players. So I don't know. To me, this stands out as the most interesting finding from his online play. Granted, we're not like finding anything crazy here because we all knew this was, he admitted to this. But this is a kind of, I don't know, result that really, I guess, resonates. Because it looks like over 5 hours, there's like a systematic way of choosing when the losses come in. But who knows? I mean, I might just be reading into this too much. And like Data Insider said, we need to pull in a bunch of other players and see if they have similar graphs. Or if this is a complete anomaly and no other players at this level have this sort of trend, then that would sort of be interesting. Do you have any pipeline for the analysis today? Tell us about your data preparation EDA. So my plan is to actually upload this data set as well as a Kaggle data set and then make it Alps as a Kaggle notebook. In that case, you'll be able to run it from end to end just by forking that notebook, and all the code should run the same. Like you should be able to get these same graphs. But yeah, I thought these were some of the most interesting things to come out of it. Now, if we do look at, the other thing is we can look at the dates that are in question here, which, I mean, they're talking about dates in August. I think this one was in August 5th. Wait, this is September 5th. Their report says August 10th and August 11th. Let's pull in these two dates. It's always easier just to do date is greater than this and what are these dates? 10th, 11th. So we should actually do greater than or equal to the 10th and less than or equal to the 11th. What? Hey, JJ Dread, welcome to the family. How are you doing? Nothing is less than this. Is that because I need to do the date correct column type? Oh, let's put the year first. That's not it. Could this be it? Maybe I'm just getting too tired here. Ah! Why can't I filter this date? Oh. This is back in June of 2020, and I don't know if I have dates that back that far. Am I not pulling in the data from back that far? Let's look at the date. Min. 8/12. Interesting. Interesting. Why is my data only show from $4,485 games? So that's pretty close to this. Was it done on a different account? Aha. I think it was a different account. I think it was a different account. So I need to pull it. I can't cross-check this against these, but because I need to pull his other account. That shouldn't be too hard. I think it was like the I am Hans Neimann account. So if I go to data, yeah, I have some of the games from I am Hans Neimann, but I need to pull them all. And I'll do that later. I think all these games are here. Yeah, so this is right after they so that's interesting. This is saying that they're saying that this is not an indication of cheating. Because it would have been after his account was changed. He just had I guess he was just higher rated and was able to really grind up because he had a brand new account that he needed to get up to a higher level. It is kind of a crazy graph, but I guess it makes sense if he's truly rated way up here and he wasn't cheating anymore. I don't know. What is chat saying? Yeah, that looks suspicious. I don't know if players with that rating can win for that much for 5 hours. Maybe if you're playing against the same player and already going on tilt. I doubt he's playing the same player for 5 hours. How does one cheat over the board? I've heard a theory. What we heard, the general idea is to have an accomplice running a chess engine connected to a device. I think that's it, or signaling, but I have no idea. I've never cheated over the board. I've played it in one tournament, so I have no idea. I think he's been accused of over-record. I didn't think he's been accused of over-the-board cheating. So Chess.com's report did say that they didn't find any indication of over-the-board cheating, but they did find his rise suspicious. I guess not suspicious, but there's some wording they use in the report. And then clearly others have accused him of cheating over the board. Namely Magnus Carlsen. How would you begin to find a pattern in games behavior in this data set now? A neural network? No, I think you need to actually, it's not enough data and you don't have like a specific target that you can train a neural network on. No reason to get that crazy. The hard part in the high compute in here is actually computing all the Stockfish best moves and then comparing the cent upon loss. But it's a really hard problem to figure out. Sorry, just joined. What are you trying to accomplish here? Graph looks wicked. Thanks, Vincent. We're just looking at Hans Neimann games on certain dates where he had really big swings in his online chess.com score. White Burst, welcome to the family. All right, we're going to end the stream here soon. Been going on for about 2.5 hours. It's been a lot of fun. Let's talk about what we did. We looked at mainly chess data today. I created this new data set. Qcash, welcome. I created this new data set that I've put on Kaggle, and it is public. We did some analysis of that, and I'm hiccuping like crazy. It was the This Week in Chess data set, which I will again link here. Yeah, thanks for joining, Foos. Yeah, so this is here. If anyone wants to take a look at it, look, we already got eight upvoters. Thank you. But make a notebook if you want. I'll try to put stuff up there. So he admitted to several specific times when he made look at the graphs for those days. Yeah, he admitted to it certain days, and he's been accused by chess.com on certain days. So we want to look at that. It's a different count. But we did that. We analyzed some of Hans' games. I need to pull the data set from his other account. And then we can start looking into, if we want to keep on going with this, I'm not quite sure if it's worth all the time, but we could do some overlap between what we looked at with the game evaluation, like what we did. We can kind of, where is it? You guys were here. Okay, this. We make these kind of plots and look at the data from this angle, like the cent upon loss of every move for all of those games. We could, if we wanted to, do some like overlap between it. A little bit of overkill, but I think the main thing I want to do here is like work through all the things that you could potentially do using Python and the chess package and Stockfish and all the data, get all the data in one spot. And then if people want to go wild with their own analysis, they can, but at least they can make it in a reproducible way that people understand. That's my goal here. I'm not trying to like solve any mysteries here. I don't think I'm smarter than all the people that have worked on trying to detect cheating. I don't think I can accuse anyone of cheating. I don't know enough about chess, but I do know how to manipulate and work with data and how to share that with others in a way that they can also recreate it. So that's the goal here. And then people can go wild with their own analysis. All right. So just some other stuff. We have a Discord here. You can join if you enjoyed the stream today and you're new. Feel free to join us. I try to respond there. That's kind of like my way of communicating with people, and we can talk about stuff. Check out my Kaggle profile. We also have a YouTube channel. Please go and subscribe there. I'm going to be dropping some videos. I don't know. I've been having a hard time making videos lately, but try to drop those at some point. And anything else I'm forgetting? No, I don't think so. Thanks for hanging out, Data Insider. Thanks for hanging out, everyone else. Let's do a raid. So I don't know who's streaming right now. Yeah, we got Nick. Nick Wan is streaming. We're going to give him a raid, okay? He does data science. He does, you guys all know him if you're around on Twitch. And we are going to give him a raid, hang out with him. If you're on YouTube, go over to Twitch. And let's do that. Thanks, NHL. Appreciate it. Alrighty. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.